Donald Trump has imposed sanctions on the International Criminal Court, condemning its investigations into the U.S. and Israel as illegitimate and baseless. In an executive order, Trump accused the court in The Hague of abusing its power after it issued an arrest warrant for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who had met with the U.S. president on Tuesday. The order enforces asset freezes and travel bans on ICC officials, employees, their families, and anyone assisting the court's investigations. The identities of those affected were not immediately disclosed, though previous sanctions under Trump had specifically targeted the ICC's prosecutor. Trump's order accused the tribunal of carrying out illegitimate and baseless actions against the United States and its close ally Israel, referencing ICC investigations into alleged war crimes committed by U.S. forces in Afghanistan and Israeli troops in Gaza. Neither the United States nor Israel are members of the court. The ICC has yet to issue an official response, but the Netherlands, the court's host country, said it regrets Mr. Trump's sanctions order. The court's work is essential in the fight against impunity, Dutch Foreign Minister Casper Velkom. The sanctions are a show of support after Mr. Netanyahu's visit to the White House, during which Mr. Trump unveiled a plan for the United States to take over Gaza and move Palestinians to other Middle Eastern countries. The UN and legal experts have said Mr. Trump's plan would be illegal under international law. Forcible displacement is also a crime under the ICC's governing Rome Statute. Following a request by ICC prosecutor Karim Khan, judges issued arrest warrants on 21 November for Mr. Netanyahu, his former defense minister Yoav Gallant, and Hamas's military chief Mohammed Deif, who Israel says is dead. The court stated that it had found reasonable grounds to believe that Mr. Netanyahu and Mr. Gallant bore criminal responsibility for the war crime of using starvation as a method of warfare during the Gaza conflict, as well as for crimes against humanity, including murder, persecution, and other inhumane acts. Mr. Netanyahu has dismissed the allegations, accusing the court of anti-Semitism. During his first term, Mr. Trump imposed financial sanctions and a visa ban on the ICC's then prosecutor, Fatou Bensouda, and other senior officials and staff in 2020. Describing it as a kangaroo court, his then administration made the move after Ms. Bensouda launched an investigation into allegations of war crimes against U.S. soldiers in Afghanistan. Washington. On Thursday, the Senate confirmed Russell Vought as the head of the influential Office of Management and Budget, elevating a key figure behind the expansion of President Donald Trump's executive power to one of the most critical roles in government. Vought, the mastermind behind the controversial right-wing initiative Project 2025, secured confirmation in a party-line vote of 53 to 47. As the Senate chamber remained full, Democrats attempted to voice their objections while casting their no votes, but they were repeatedly silenced by the gavel. The confirmation vote followed an intense Democratic effort to delay the nomination, with senators holding the floor through the night and into the following day. During their speeches, they warned that Vought was Trump's most dangerous nominee. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer denounced the confirmation, calling Vought the most radical nominee with the most extreme agenda to head the most important agency in Washington. In a floor speech, Schumer labeled the decision a triple header of disaster for hardworking Americans. Vaught's reinstatement as head of the White House Office of Management and Budget, where he previously served during Trump's first term, gives him critical authority to execute the president's agenda. As a central hub for federal budget planning, policy formulation, and regulatory oversight, the OMB wields immense influence within the administration. Under Vaught's leadership, the office has already moved to reshape federal spending. A controversial memo ordering a freeze on federal funding sent shockwaves through schools, states, and nonprofits before being blocked by the courts. Senate Majority Leader John Thune backed Vaught's confirmation, arguing that he would tackle two pressing economic issues: rolling back government regulations and curbing excessive federal spending. Vought often counseled congressional Republicans to wage win-at-all-costs fights to cut federal programs and spending. Writing in the Heritage Foundation's Project 2025 statement, Vought described the White House budget director's job as the best, most comprehensive approximation of the president's mind. The OMB, he declared, is a president's air traffic control system and should be involved in all aspects of the White House policy process, becoming powerful enough to override implementing agencies' bureaucracies. During Trump's first term, Vought pushed to reclassify tens of thousands of federal workers as political appointees, which could then enable mass dismissals. Vought has also been a proponent of the president using impoundment of funds to expand the executive branch's control over federal spending. During confirmation hearings, Vought stressed that he would follow the law but avoided answering Democrats' questions on whether he would withhold congressionally allotted aid for Ukraine. Democrats charged that Vaught's responses amounted to an acknowledgement that he believes the president is above the law. Vought has also unabashedly advanced the Christian nationalism, an idea rising in the GOP that the United States was founded as a Christian nation and the government should now be infused with Christianity. Kanye West has once again stirred controversy, this time demanding that Donald Trump free Puff in defense of Sean Diddy Combs in a shocking new social media post. West, no stranger to headlines, has been making waves in Hollywood following his wife Bianca Censori's daring appearance at the Grammys. Censori's completely see-through dress, worn without underwear, quickly made her one of the most Googled individuals on the planet, according to West. In contrast, the rapper opted for a much more modest look at the star-studded event. Their Grammys appearance sparked widespread discussion, but now West has shifted attention to politics. In a bold move, he is leveraging his long-standing support for Donald Trump, calling on the former president to intervene in Diddy's legal troubles. Currently, disgraced music mogul Sean Diddy Combs remains in custody without bail as he awaits trial in May. Combs is facing a slew of serious criminal charges, including racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud or coercion, and transportation for prostitution. Allegations he firmly denies. Despite his legal team's push for bail, a New York judge deemed him a serious flight risk and denied his requests. Now Kanye West has stepped in to campaign for Combs' release, taking to social media to appeal directly to Donald Trump. "Please free my brother Puff," West wrote in a tweet tagging the former president. In another explicit post, he appeared to refer to Combs as his hero and idol, expressing frustration over the case. "They trying to prove a point and y'all know that," he wrote. "Y'all fing know that," and sitting laughing at the fing internet on Instagram. "This man gave his life to us. This my idol. This my hero." West continued his campaign with another tweet, stating simply, "Puff get one call a morning." Donald Trump is reportedly ready to intensify U.S. sanctions on Russia in an effort to force Moscow to end its war against Ukraine. This was confirmed by Keith Kellogg, the U.S. President's special representative for Ukraine and Russia, in an interview with the New York Post. Kellogg stated that the latest sanctions have significantly widened the scope for further action. He emphasized that Trump, known for his expertise in leveraging economic tools, could effectively ramp up these sanctions. According to Kellogg, the current enforcement level of U.S. sanctions on Russia is only about a 3 on a scale of 1 to 10, suggesting there's still considerable room for escalation. The U.S. sanctions targeting Russia's vital energy sector are already considered tough, but Kellogg indicated that there is potential for them to be tightened even further. Kellogg also highlighted that the entire U.S. administration is actively engaged in efforts to resolve the ongoing Russo-Ukrainian war, with senior officials including the president, vice president, national security advisor, and key department heads working together. However, he also stressed the importance of Ukraine maintaining military pressure on Russia, particularly in the lead-up to peace talks. Kellogg criticized the strategy of former President Joe Biden, who pledged unwavering support for Ukraine without applying additional pressure on Russia's government. "This is not a strategy, it's a bumper sticker," he remarked. In Kellogg's view, military pressure alone is insufficient. He underscored the need for a broader approach that also incorporates economic and diplomatic pressure to effectively challenge Russian aggression.